All right, we're back. I don't know about you guys, but we like this music. We're over here going.
We're dancing.
All right, everyone. It is Tuesday, and we are wrapping up a really great 5-day masterclass that we went through over the last week. And then we had our bonus sessions. We had amazing people on. We had Brienne Hennessy. If you missed it, she was on Saturday talking about aligning your voice. And then you interviewed Sue.
Yep. Yesterday we talked to Sue Gigex, and she's an HR professional recruiter. And she gave some great tips when you're thinking about, starting hiring, or if you're considering adding to your team, things too. We busted a couple myths yesterday. It was awesome.
Yeah, really great. I watched it. It was really great. And then we had a few of our clients come in and talk about their journey with us within the Limitless Leaders Program, and what profound, just in a short period of time, profound transformations they've had with their selves, with their community, with their business, like achieving that year in 90 days. It is possible. When I know when I had a conversation with Amanda earlier last week, and she goes, did I really? I was like, let's look, let's read back and see where you were when you first came on. When I read it to her, she was crying. She was so emotional because where she was and where she is now in just 90 days. Phenomenal.
Amazing.
So really, really, really great testimony. If you haven't seen that yet, it happened on Sunday, and it's in the guide section in the Women Who Lead. You'll be able to see all of the testimonials, the live testimonials that happened. There's some videos in there as well. And you get to hear what our clients are going through. So if you're on the fence, take a look and see what our existing clients are going through. You can even reach out to them. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to answer your questions. In fact, some of them did. They told me that they did reach out to a couple of them. Also, our doors are closing tonight at midnight. So, want to jump on board. You don't want to hesitate. Look, let's go through what we went through the last 5 days, Alexis. Let's recap what we went through, so you guys can get a full experience of what we had walked you through from day 1 to day 5, and the importance of being in a community and in a program. So if you're on the fence, let's get on a call. Let's have a conversation. Even if it's maybe right now is not the right time, we can still get something going for you so that when it is ready, you're at least that much further ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when we were talking through it, we covered so much great stuff over the course of 5 days. And, we started off with really looking for the areas in your own leadership style. And we're talking, team leadership, but also self-leadership. And we were discovering your leadership archetype and looking at the areas that you know to be your strengths, and also the areas that you know that you need to improve upon, or areas that you'd like to improve upon. Maybe it wasn't really on your radar before. So we kind of started off with that clarity and really looking at where we are now and where we want to go. And then we moved into showing up with influence, right? And we talked all about our feeling of control and whether we attribute that to external forces or internal forces, and the impact that this can have on, overall our clarity of life, but also our decision-making, our confidence. All of these things show up when we really recognize what is truly in our control and what isn't, and also the things that we have influence over. We talked about, in that day, we introduced you to the clarity of self-exercise, the self-clarity exercise, right? And we got you to define those 3 words that really, at the essence of them, describe the very best of who you are, or who you know that you could be or want to be, or things, they could be aspirational words that, you want to make sure that you're living into more fully every single day. And we had you either put them into your phone as an alarm, put them somewhere where you're going to see them often, and remind yourself that you can change the way you're showing up, the energy in any given situation. And it's a great reminder of those characteristics that you believe define, your best and highest self.
Yeah. And they were doing it. They were coming up. I don't know if you read all of them, but they were like, positive, focused, determined, curious. I think accomplished was a few of them. Patient, present.
They're great. And these are the being words, right? So they're really useful for any situation that you're in, even if you're by yourself, even if you're just doing work, or just, hanging out with yourself. There are ways of just being, and they're applicable in every situation you could possibly find yourself in.
Yeah.
Then we moved into creating that dream team vision, right? Which was day 3. And we really talked about, now that you've got the clarity of who you are, you've got the clarity of kind of how you're leading now, and sort of the areas you might want to improve on. We talked really about the type of leader that you want to be, and what does that look like? And what does that look like in terms of showing up for your team? Right? We were able to kind of paint that picture of like, what does that dream team vision look like? And then how do you need to be showing up in order to create that?
Yeah. And just to add to that, like, it's really important that you are very clear of who you are. When you're leading people, if you want to build that trust with them, you want to build that respect and really influence the way that they're showing up, it starts with you. That's why day 1, we started everything with you. You're like, wait a minute, I thought we were talking about building a team. Yes, we are. And it starts with you. Yes. So that's why we went through this step by step, because people want all of a sudden everything to just come together. But if they're not clear, if they don't know how they want to show up as a leader, how do you expect the rest of the team to follow? They need to trust you. They need to have respect of you, and you need to be showing up as an inspiration, as the inspiring leader, and into that vision, leading them there, and they're following along without much effort, just by who you're being.
Yeah, amazing. And then we talked a little bit about the interaction words, or the social clarity exercise we had you go in, which was similar to the coming up those 3 words. We had you come up with those interaction words. And, the difference here, similar exercise, but we wanted you to be really mindful of when you're going to remind yourself of these words, when you're going to be interacting with your team, with your family, with your partner, with your friends, to remind yourself of the experience that you want to create in that moment or in that situation.
That's right.
And that really led us into thinking about our December 31st, 2021 dream vision. What are we celebrating? Right. What have you accomplished? And you guys came up with some amazing accomplishments and amazing dreams to achieve and to work towards. And we celebrated with you on day 4, and that was an impromptu New Year's Eve celebration party, and it was awesome, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, it was awesome, right? Because look at, when you're thinking about where you'll be at December 31st, and you're already standing there and you're celebrating, think of all the things that you've accomplished. And this is what leaders do. They are always looking at where they want to be, and they are there. And from there, they look at what all did they go through to get there. And that's who you start to be. You've probably heard of this if you believe in law of attraction, or you follow secret, all those things. They talk about the same exact thing. It's this, they teach the same thing in corporate America. They teach the same thing in everything else. They just call it something different. It is manifesting, but you have to know, project managers, for example, I see them, what they do is they envision what is the end project going to look like. Then they unfold it from there, how it's going to all happen. They orchestrate how it's going to all happen. That's what we're teaching you here, how you do that, because it's a certain way of being that you start to embody, and you know what the end goal is going to be, and you have the team vision aligned to it. And then that's when things just start to happen. And then you're looking like, oh my God, this is amazing. You may even exceed your goals for the year. That's what we hold you to, is to make sure that you exceed your goals for the year.
Right. And then day 4, then we got into what we really want to revisit again with you, which is that limitless mindset equals limitless CEO. And we really talked about the importance of, of community, of adding resources, guidance, support to your inner circle. We shared with you, what a coach or a mentor can do for you in terms of accelerating, allowing you to kind of pass over any of the major roadblocks, mistakes that they've made and learn from them so that you don't have to go through it yourself. As well as building that community around you of fellow strivers. And, that's not, it's wonderful if it ends up being friends or family, but it doesn't have to be, because I recognize not everybody's immediate family, thinks the same way or has the same kind of visions, but, you are in control of creating that. And, now more than ever with technology and the online resources that we have, you're able to connect with people and cheer, your fellow strivers on from across the globe. And there's very little stopping us other than ourselves and maybe, mustering up that courage to have those conversations and really start building the community. We also shared with you the opportunity to join our program. Right. And as one option or one potential option to help create that community for yourself. But essentially, we really wanted to share the message of just the idea of getting a coach or getting a mentor specifically for what you are working towards accomplishing. It is so, so important, because a lot of that acceleration in the very beginning of a new project, a new task, a new goal is lost right in the beginning. Yeah. Right? Like, where do I start? Who do I reach out to? How does this, and so we ask all these questions, and before we know it, days, weeks, months, years go by before we actually get traction on the goals and dreams that are really important to us. When you have a coach or a mentor, a community built around specifically for supporting you in these big goals, you're going to stay on track because you're going to have that accountability.
Absolutely. I want you all to really think about this in a way of, when you're in your comfort zone, think about everything that you have, the car that you have, the house that you have, all the things that you have, whether things or even your mindset that you have right now, right? This is all your comfort area right now. This is your comfort area. And when you start to think that I want this and I want this, and this is what I want to strive to do, you're thinking about growth. Right? That's the growth zone. Now, in between the comfort zone and the growth zone is the fear zone, right? This is what stops everyone. I don't know if I can afford it. I don't know if this is the right one for me. Not right now, I have to do it later. My kids are too young. I can't do this right now. All those things, that's your fear that's coming in. Notice that's your limited mindset that starts to come in and stop you. It's stopping you from going out of your comfort zone because you're scared that, well, what if I am successful? How will I handle it? How will I think? You're so much into the how and so much of all the things that could happen that you're not even taking the step forward. And what happens is you regress. You come back, right? And that's where we come in. We're like, whoa, you're not going to stop. What is this that's stopping you? Let's look at this. Why is it this always comes up? It's time to break this vicious cycle that you've been putting yourself through, right? If you break this vicious cycle, imagine how far you can go, right? Every time you're like, well, I'll start again on Monday. I'll start again on Monday. No, you start now. You start now. There is no Monday. You know what I mean? It's something that somebody just created, and that's what we hold ourselves to. But we can start having breakthroughs and get through them now. And that's what we do in holding this space in our program for you to achieve. Because we're going to make sure you are going to get there. And you have, contact with us. You have all the sessions, because things are going to pop up. When you're growing, things are going to pop up. Now, when you get past that fear zone, we get past all the things that are stopping you, then you get into the learning zone. You start to learn what is working for you, what isn't working for you. You start to, try different things that may work and may not work, which is great, because this is where we do a lot of these assessments that we've talked to you about to see what did work, what didn't work. Right? I asked you to do a Sunday reflection. I posted on there. I don't know if many of you even looked at it, but you want to make sure you're assessing yourself. If you're not doing it every day, you should at least be doing it once a week. Okay. then once you get past that learning zone, then you are headstrong into the growth zone. That's where we want to get you at, pull you into, so that when you're there, it's just accelerating, and you don't even have to do it all. Your team, you've now built a team, your self-led team, they're doing it all, and you're living your CEO life. Imagine that, living that CEO life that you've been wanting all this time. That's why you started a business. That's why you want to do these things. You not only want to help people if you're into service providing, but you're also wanting to help yourself and live a better life. So that's what we're talking about here when we're talking about limitless mindset, is really stepping into that mindset that you no longer are stopped. You're continuously going. That's what we're going to work on when you join our program.
Yeah. And, we talk a lot about this growth mindset. And one of the quickest ways to developing that growth mindset is through reflection and self-assessment. And that's what last week was filled with. So, some of it was like right over, we're like, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, or rate on a scale of 1 to 5. And other times we were just asking you to assess, reflect, think back to the last 10 days, think back to the last 6 weeks. So that is what is missing in so many people who want to do better, who want to grow, and the people that actually are doing it. And so we hold you to that. That's part of the accountability, not just doing what you say you're going to do. We actually walk you through the things that we know allow you to gain that forward momentum, gain that forward movement, and actually, accelerate. That's why we're like, what do we call our program? And we're like, acceleration has to be in that title, because people,
that's what it is.
We have ourselves. We're hitting our goals much faster than we ever thought possible. And one key thing is because we're constantly looking back, assessing, reassessing, and then putting that into action. And, if you have really, strong willpower and, determination, and you hold yourself to that, amazing. But in our experience, most people don't, because our lives are so full of so many wonderful but distracting things, competing interests, right? A competing interest is something that is just as important, right? Like our kids or our health, those things are important, but it's about how do you stay focused in the different areas in the time that you dedicate to them, as opposed to just trying to spread ourselves thin in 10 different areas at all times, trying to do all things at once. And so when you have a coach or a mentor and you have that dedicated time where you're jumping on a call with them every week and you're saying, okay, this is what worked last week, this is what didn't, how am I moving forward, this week? It holds you accountable to that assessment and reflection that, I don't know about you, but if I didn't have something set up in my calendar, I would be like, okay, I'll do this journal practice, or I'll do this. And then I may do it for a couple of weeks, but then all of a sudden it's like, 3 months have gone by and there's blank pages all in my notebook. And I had the best of intentions, but I didn't set myself up for success, because I know for me, accountability, an accountability piece in there is really important for me to keep moving forward on a consistent and long-term basis. And that's what we're talking about. So if you think about in 5 days, if you had some really great aha moments, some of you I know have shared that you've had major breakthroughs in just, can you imagine what you will achieve and accomplish and how much you'll grow in a year? This was 5 days, 5 hours. How much growth and how much possibility is there in the next year for you?
Yeah. And, so for those of you who jumped on board right away, you saw who we are, right? It takes a lot. You need to know who we are, trust us. And in order for us to influence you, you have to be aligned with our core values. And when you saw that this is what I need, this is absolutely what I need to move forward, that, you guys jumped on. And some of you are still sitting on that fence, right? But think about it. You already know, your heart already knows, but something there may be stopping you. Whatever it is, I'm going to tell you something that for a lot of people, it's the financial part of it. We get it. We totally get it. But I will tell you that when our clients who've joined, they're making more than what they've invested, here, because we make sure that ROI, that the return on investment, comes back to you as soon as possible. because that's why you're in it. We don't want you to be suffering in it, but you're going to be doing the work, right? We're not going to be doing it for you. We're going to be there with you. So you do the work and you can generate it. And these are tools that you're going to start using for the rest of your life. Rest of your life. So why we do it over, we could teach it to you in 12 weeks. Why do we do it over a whole year? Is because after 12 weeks, you're going to be in a whole nother place. And you're going to hit a whole nother new level, new devil is what we've heard somebody say. We've kind of adapted that is new level, new devil. And you start to deal with that. So then we come back and we go into new sessions of, we call them the charge sessions. We like really look at what is your human drive? What is your motivation? How do you stay the course, right? And then we revisit. Where are you clear? Maybe we need to come up with the new clarity words now that you're in this place. You're dealing with this, whatever it is. So that's what this course is about for the whole year. We want to make sure that it's not just 90 days we're with you. We're with you for the whole year, because as you progress, like as you heard Amanda had progressed in 12 weeks, in 90 days, that now she's in a new place and she still has us, right? And now she's like, I can't imagine me going through this without you all, right? She knows that she can contact us. She knows that she can, when she's struggling with something, whether it's at home, whether it's with her business, or whether it's just something that she's just dealing with, she just don't know where to turn. She knows that she's got that backup, because being a leader, it can be lonely. It can be very lonely, right? Because you've got all these people that depend on you, but you don't want to always lean on them either, right? There's things that you're going to deal with that you may not feel comfortable to going to your team for. So that's why leaders have coaches for themselves. And the best coach, you may think that, oh, I need someone to teach me how to do this, teach me how to do that. You can find people who would do that. What most people struggle with is the mindset. Mindset is the number one key to success. If you don't know that, you should know that now. Mindset is the key to success in anything. You hear it all the time when if you look at these health plans that are out there, they always talk about mindset, right? Getting clear on what your journey is and where's your mindset. There's so many, I think almost all the courses I've ever taken always had a piece on mindset, and they always revisit it. And that's what you need in your corner so that it keeps you going.
Because think about it, if you've ever, struggled with or have really dedicated yourself to, improving your physical health, if you wanted to lose weight, we know how to do it. It is not a keto. It is not all of these things. Like, these are gimmicks and tactics that, yes, can work in the short term, but I think all of us at some level know healthy eating, right? Exercise, water, sleep, like the most basic things, is going to be what's going to give us the best and most consistent and long-term results, right? We know that. Eat vegetables, don't eat processed food. We know this, right? So it has nothing to do with not having the knowledge. It has nothing to do with not having the resources. It has to do with our mindset. And if we're not committed to making that change, you could give me an absolute meal plan telling me everything I should and shouldn't eat every single day of the week. But if my mindset is not there, if I'm not connected to my why, if I don't understand why this is important, if I'm not looking at it as an opportunity for growth or an opportunity for the better, I'm not going to adhere to that meal plan. I'm not going to have the momentum to keep going for the long term. Right? How many of us have struggled with that in our lives? That yo-yo dieting, we lose a little bit, then we gain a lot, then we lose a little bit, and it kind of goes. Oftentimes, it's not because we didn't know what to do, right? You can find almost anything on Google. You could Google how to build a rocket. Like, you could literally figure out how to do anything. But if the mindset piece isn't there, if you don't understand why it's important, why now, and how do you pick yourself up after you have a setback? How do you turn that around quickly and keep going? Then you're setting yourself up for failure.
I mean, that takes us back to, on day 5, we talked about what will happen if you don't change. What will happen? We did the whole rating there. If those of you who did it, did you really take a look what will happen for you?
Yeah.
Where will you stay stuck? What will decline? Right?
Yeah, and when we're talking about quality of life, that is so important to me. I want to have a life that I enjoy. I don't want to work 24/7, be tired and stressful and cranky and
No.
yelling at my kids like 24/7. I want to enjoy life. When I want to be able to say tomorrow, I'm taking a day off. Like it's been a really busy few weeks and I'm able to do that. My one son is at a school. He's on spring break. He's only in grade 1, but they've got their delayed spring break. So it's the first day in a really long time that me, my husband, and my 2 boys were all home for the whole day, and it's supposed to be a beautifully sunny day. So I'm taking the day off. I've canceled whatever I had on my agenda. I've put it elsewhere, and I'm going to enjoy the day with my family because quality of life is so important to me. If I was still stuck on that mindset of like, hustle hard, work 24/7, keep your head down, the things will come if I just do XYZ, I'd be like, oh, I can't take the day off. I've got to do all these things. But my mind is expanded. I already have a plan. I already know what to do. I've already rearranged my commitments and my responsibilities so that I can actually go on a hike with my kids and my husband and enjoy it and not be like, oh, I got to send that email. I got to do this. No, it's scheduled for Friday at 2. Like, no, and I can really enjoy my time. So it's not, I know we talk a lot about goals and we talk a lot about, business plans and strategies and ROI and all of this. But what it comes down to for me anyways, at the core of this is living your best damn life. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's really, and that's different for all of us. Like what that looks like is different for each and every one of us. But, that work piece is so important because it does contribute to, in part, to our quality of life. And we spend so much time at work. So why not enjoy it and figure out ways and systems and processes in your work and in your life that work to give you that optimal quality of life that we're all after.
Yes, absolutely. Really great. So that's what we closed out the last day with was they had their 2021 roadmap to success, where they really mapped out, who they are, where they're going, what they're no longer going to do anymore, right? They did the spring cleaning. They're not going to allow that to be their distraction anymore. And how they're going to show up with their clarity words. They also shared, what limiting beliefs they're no longer going to believe. So they can really step into, that limitless mindset. Think about it as like abundant mindset, that anything is possible for you. Imagine how freeing that is. Rather than going uphill, you're going with the stream. Imagine how you could just be floating through the stream rather than making it feel like an uphill battle, right? I'm sorry, my ears. I'm like,
and I'd love to know. I'm watching the comments here as well. So if you see me kind of shifting on the one side, I'm trying to keep up with some of the comments here. But how many of you wrote that roadmap out, either ripped it out of your notebook, wrote it on a piece of paper, and put it beside your bed, and you've been reading it? Remember, that was one of the challenges, right? I asked you to read it every day for the next 5 days, for the next week, right?
Yeah, Amanda, who's our client,
been doing it.
She's saying longevity is the goal. All the things. Yes,
all the things.
I love what Zara said. Oh, thank you. We try to be inspiring. That's what we are, is that we want to inspire. That's when you become of influence. When you stand and you're very aligned with who you are and how you're showing up, you just automatically you start to attract the people that you want in your life. The clients that you want, the team that you want, that just starts to show up. Let's see what else they're saying here. Amanda's like, oh, the breakthroughs. Breakthroughs are so great.
Yeah. But this, we didn't put this masterclass together just to, show you how much we knew or, we put it together because we want you to actually take the tools that we've given you, that we've shown you, that you've worked through, and continue to use them. Because I promise you, if in just the short time that we've had together, if you use the tools that we've shown you, the strategies, you use your clarity words, you use your social interaction words, you build in self-assessment to your daily and weekly schedule, and you read that dang roadmap, I'm telling you, you will find just those little things alone will make a huge difference in your life, will make a huge difference in shifting that mindset to that growth mindset. We call it the limitless mindset, that mindset that anything is possible, right? But you've got to do the work. Don't let this be another one of those courses or online classes that you watch and you're like, this is amazing. And then in a week from now, you've forgotten you're on the next thing and you didn't take what you've learned here and continue to apply it in your own life. Okay. Forget for a second. I know Maria's going to shoot me a stink eye, but forget about the program offer for a second, right? Mm-hmm. That's not what this whole thing was about. Yes, we wanted to introduce it to you. Yes, we wanted to invite you to it. But at the end of the day, if you just said to me in a month, Alexis, I'm still doing the clarity words. I'm still reading that roadmap, and it has helped me so much. This whole week is a success to me. Mm-hmm. Genuinely. And when we say give us a call, it's really because we want to make sure that you've got your questions answered. Whether it, like I said, it's about this opportunity, it's about some of the content that we shared with you this week, and we really hope that you stay connected in our group. We're always thinking of different ways to provide value into the group, to share things with you as we learn them. We want to be able to share them with you and really make this community one that is supportive, and that it's a place where if you're having a bad day, you can come and say, like, I need some inspiration, I need some support, I need some motivation. Or if you're like, I just crushed this week, who better to celebrate than your fellow high performers that recognize the importance of celebrating your wins? I don't care how big or small they are, so think back, go back, keep the workbook. Even if you haven't, if you haven't printed it off, I recommend, getting all the fill in the blanks. You can go back. The videos will be up today until midnight. So you can go back and rewatch any of the days if you missed any of those fill in the blanks, because I'm telling you, in a couple months, you're going to look back and be like, ugh, I can't even remember what that blank was. And it won't make sense, right? So go back, fill it in, and keep it as a resource, for the foreseeable future, because it will always come in handy.
Yeah, and book a call with us. I've talked to so many of you. I've talked to Cassandra. I've talked to Madison. I have the board behind me, so I wrote down everybody's names. I've talked to Rachel. You've talked to Bonnie and Thera. I talked to Zahra. Zahra and I are going to talk later today. Hina, Nakia. Nakia and I are talking tomorrow. And I think we've talked before. I've talked to her before. I talked to Cassie, I talked to Roxanne, talked to so many of you, and it was really exciting just meeting each and every one of you and being able to find out what you're up to, just what you're up to,
I popped this comment up because this is, I don't know, whoever said this, thank you, because this isn't the end of the masterclass. This is the beginning of your new life. This is the beginning of your new life with this new knowledge and these new tools that are guaranteed to make a positive difference. So whoever said this, I as you can see, it just says Facebook user to us, but thank you. This is the beginning for you, ladies.
Yes. All right. So what's up next, right? So what do we go from here? You have till midnight to really contemplate and decide what is it that you want. And if you're still on the fence or you're not sure, or if there's something that's stopping you, but you just know that this is for you, let's have the conversation. Maybe we come up with a game plan that will work, that maybe it's not just now, maybe it's a week from now, maybe it's a month from now. Whatever it is, let's get you set up powerfully so that you can start, achieving the goals, crushing those goals immediately until then, or even further, right? We love talking to you. We love to support you in your goals. Book that call with us. Now, stay in our group. We have the Women Who Lead group, right? Stay in our group. We love interacting with all of you. We come on every Thursday. So those of you who are new to our group, we come on every Thursday at 1:30 Eastern live when Alexis and I do our corner office chats. Mm-hmm. And those are really inspired by all of you. And when we're up in the DMs with you all, or you're messaging us or whatever comments, we get inspired about what you are talking about. So then we bring it into the corner office chats and we give you a little bit of a value, like what is our take on it? Maybe like this week we're talking about 4 ways of deepening your relationships. I believe that's what it is, right? It's on relationships, because I heard somebody speaking about, wish there were relationships are better, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to give you tips on that on Thursday. So tune in there. Follow us on social media. We're all over the place. Also, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're on Facebook. We're here right now on Facebook. You can see some of our videos that we've done on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel called Goal Set Coach. You can go there and find us there as well. Let's see, what else do we have? We do workshops periodically, so you can also stay in. We'll post it in here when we having it. We're actually working on one for nonprofits. So if you know any nonprofit leaders that are out there, Alexis and I are working with another coach individual on leadership on helping the nonprofit leaders really live a balanced life. We don't realize what all they put into it, right? They're servant leaders. They will do everything, but they have to take care of themselves too. So we're creating a free workshop for them as well. So if you know anybody, please let us know. We will send you information about that so you can, let the profit of your choice, nonprofit of your choice, join in on that lunch and learn that we're going to have for them. And we love doing the charity work. So if there's any charity that you want us to come to, any of your, well-known nonprofits, let us know. We'd love to do a quick lunch and learn for them, inspire them, help them be better leaders for themselves, because they're out there changing the world. And that's who we want to be supporting, is people like you who are out there to change the world, change your community, change your family and your lifestyle. That's what it's all about. All right. So that wraps up for the 9 days. I'm a little emotional. It's kind of coming to an end. It was so fun. But you know what? We're still around. We'll still be around in the group. We still pop in. You can still book a call with us even after, closing the cart. We'd love to know everybody who's in our community. What are you up to? What's going on? And anything that you're, need some support in, we're here for you at any time. Okay. So midnight tonight, the cart closes. I think I've said that a few times. Make sure you take a look at that. If you're not sure what you want to do, there is a tool in the back of your workbook. It's called the Opportunity Evaluator tool. I strongly encourage you, the ones that did join, so that they use this tool to help them. That column A, option A could be doing whatever it is that you're doing now. Option B is joining our program and what that feels like. If you're not sure, do I stay here or do I do that? Then go through the questions here. You can go to the end of day 5 video, which will be coming down at midnight as well. So if you get a chance, go to day 5 towards the end of it. I'll walk you through how to use this decision-making tool. Very easy to use, and all of our clients use it all the time. They said it's been a game changer for them in any decision that they're making. So I encourage you to check that out and try it out and see what shows up for you, and to trust in your decision. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We had a wonderful, wonderful 9 days with all of you. Thank you so much, Alexis, for all of your time that you put in. Enjoy your day off tomorrow with your family.
I will. Thank you.
Deserved. Especially with everything going on in Canada, right? With the lockdown and everything, it's really tough.
But we're back in it, so yep. This is where that mindset comes in real handy. All the mindset work I've done for years. It's probably was on in all seriousness helped me through this last year. That's been super tough. It's been tough on everyone, and but we're gonna get through it and hopefully be better for it. So
that's right.
Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Maureen.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.